Hi there, Coach Latanya here, and I'm late this week because Thursday was Thanksgiving, and so I was trying my best to get a video to you before that time, but I wasn't able to. For those of you who celebrate Thanksgiving, I wanted to say Happy Thanksgiving to you. I hope you enjoyed your time, your day, your with family and friends, and was able to just bask in gratitude. November is Native American Heritage Month, and I thought that it would be appropriate for me to share a little bit of my story with you. So, for those of you who are not aware, I am a tribal citizen of the Cape Fear Band of Scutore Wokan Indians. That's right, my family, my people, my tribe have been here from before um, colonization, before Columbus has been here. We were already here, and there are records to show that. Okay, now I want to be able to share my story with you. I was having a conversation last month with my chief, and he was saying that no one can ever take your story away from you. So, my hope for you that in today's post and in today's video that I'll be able to share my heritage, my history with you, and in hopes that it will help to give you a level of understanding that a lot of times we're not taught in the history books. So the other day I was doing a little ancestry research. I just wanted to kind of refresh and see, new updates and family members and things like that. And so as I'm going up the branch in my family, I discovered that I have an ancestor who is, of course, not only European descent, that's no surprise, right? But also he was a colonist. And he actually was in the Massachusetts Bay Colony, but he was only there for about 6 months. And to my understanding, he was not someone who was slaughtering and killing. He was a Puritan. He was a man of faith, and he was someone who tried to settle along with the Indians in that area. Now, I'm using the word Indian because that's a legal term for someone who is indigenous to these lands in America. Okay, so from what I understand, he grew crops right along with them, and even the house that he lived in had like a framework of a house, but it also had the wigwam, which was the wigwam influence, which was the design of the houses from the tribe that he learned from. So that is my understanding of him. Now, for respect of my family and that family member, I am not going to drop names because I don't think that that's appropriate. I just want to share my story. Okay. Now, it did help me sleep in understanding that he was not one who was known for slaughtering and the genocide of different tribes. But in the Massachusetts Bay Colony came along William Bradford. So William Bradford preceded this ancestor, and he was the one that was really a strong arm or a strong force as it relates to um, slaughtering numbers, slaughtering masses of Native Americans, masses of Indians here in America. And because he believed that God would give them, had given the land over to them. For example, in Mystic, Connecticut, he had over 700, he had about 700 children, women, and elders slaughtered. Okay, I think he burned them. They were killed, they were burned, and he encouraged the churches in that region to acknowledge this or to commemorate this as the first Thanksgiving because, again, he believed that Creator had given him over to take over and dominate and massacre all these people. So when I think about Thanksgiving, it's hard for me to think about the turkeys and all of those things when I know the history. Now, I was born and raised here, and a lot of times we were taught that, the Pilgrims and the Indians, they had such a great time together. And I do believe that that is true in some cases. However, we know that's not true in all cases. And so during this time of the year, I like to reflect on the fact that my ancestors survived what they survived, not only during that time, but also in the 1800s when the campaign moved from murdering Indians to paper genocide. So being born and raised in the Carolinas, even the Virginias, that area experienced great paper genocide where we were wiped out on paper. We no longer existed, according to William Plecker. He said that we were wiped out. We were no longer in existence. And a lot of times when you read a history book, it will say something like, and the Indians of that land were no more. They were wiped out. They no longer existed. But a lot of times that was not true. Okay, so I am still here. We are still here. If you see on social media, we are still here. It's because we are still here in spite of the massacres, in spite of the paper genocide, in spite of the Indian boarding schools, in spite of the adoptions of Indian children, in spite of all of those things, we are still here. And so I find my strength in the fact that Creator has kept us in spite of all of the opposition that we've been through. So I do take time to reflect every Thursday, every Thanksgiving day. This is why it's a day of mourning for many of us, because we cannot help but remember, right? We can't help but remember. But at the same time, I try as a wellness coach, I don't want to stay there. I have to come out of that, because if I don't, it's not good for my body, it's not good for my family, it's not good for my community. So I come out of that by practicing gratitude and thankfulness for what Creator has given me, my family, my children, my husband, all that He has given me. Breath, life, strength, health, all of those things, a desire to move forward instead of the instead of being disabled by the pain of it all, the pain of my past, the pain of my people. And so what I do is reflect in the morning, and then as I'm cooking, I'm reflecting in whatever I find or is revealed in my heart that I may be carrying or hurt. I'm intentional about releasing those things. And even so I'm going to show you a little bit about a little bit of how I was preparing my food. Thursday or Wednesday night, we went to church and had Thanksgiving service, which was good for me. I needed it. My spirit needed that because of the mourning, because of the reflection. And this is not something that is new. I've always felt this way. I don't like Thanksgiving. I really don't. And I don't want my food to resemble the turkeys and the potatoes. And not that there's anything wrong with that, because I love some good potatoes and I love a good turkey. But on that day, I don't want to have anything to do with it. I don't want to have anything to do with the history of it. I just don't. But I do take this time, my family takes this time to create our own traditions by spending time together and eating the foods that we want to eat and just enjoying that time together. So I'm going to show you a little bit of the foods that I made. The pumpkins, the squash, we had yams, we had a nice salad, just really, really good food, but not your traditional Thanksgiving food, because we don't do Thanksgiving, okay? We never did, but I wanted to show you what that looks like. So I'm not opposed to someone saying Happy Thanksgiving, but personally, I don't like it. I don't want to have anything to do with it, but I do give thanks on that day, all right? So I hope that you enjoy just kind of seeing my family, you know, peeking through, seeing the food that I make, and seeing how the spread turns out. Let's go ahead and get into it.
Well, come back.
I'm going to put a little bit of black pepper because they said that.
Whoever told you that wants to lead you astray, Mom. The voices, like, don't listen to those. The same ones that told you to take the sugar out the pie. Can you please?
Fine.
Hey, the fact that that was like a fight,
yeah,
to get you to not put the black pepper in is
people
crazy.
to tell you not to put it
because in. Because it enhances the flavor.
Who told you that?
I read it.
Okay, no, but can we not try that on a holiday when we're trying to eat and be happy?
you enjoyed this video. I hope that it also helped to enlighten you of just how we celebrate. And for those of you who experience seasonal depression or even like the blues during the holidays, I just want to encourage you that it's okay to feel. It's okay to feel those things, those feelings, but try to find ways to practice gratitude for the things that you have. Even if all you can think of is the breath in your body, even if the only thing you can think of is the desire to go forward, find something to be grateful for. If you can communicate with family members or friends and just connect with them, that's also very good. If you can get out in nature, that's also great for your well-being as well. If you can do some movement exercises, some stretching, some journaling, all of those are great tools and techniques to help to get you into a place of gratitude. All right? So I want to thank you for watching. If this is your first time watching this video and you enjoyed it, please go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification bell so the next time I upload a video, you will be among the first to be notified. Okay, so come back again next week. I'm going to be sharing another video, a little bit about my Native American heritage. I went to the Carolinas last month, and I want to show you a little bit of that when I was selling some of my products and how important that was for me. All right, so thank you again for watching, and until next time, live beautiful.